Hi, my name is Aidan Dipple and I'm the founder and director of Kashikoi. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of Viewdu and showcase what it can do for you. I've been a software engineer and an architect for over 30 years, and this is the platform I wish I had when building solutions for customers. If your company has no experience building software solutions, then you're in for a shock at the cost. To get a solution architect to design a full stack reference architecture that includes platform engineering, deployment automation, cybersecurity and monetization, you'll be up for about $200,000 and a year of lead time. This is before you go down the SOC 2 certification path and pen testing, which can cost another $100,000. Viewdu fast tracks these processes out of the box. So Viewdu is a methodology as a service. What does that mean? If you're not familiar with the infrastructure, platform and software as a service pyramid, just push pause and quickly check up on that. I'm going to use an analogy here for their importance. Think of the infrastructure layer as an alphabet. It's a nice big collection of letters that don't do much by themselves. Think of the platform layer as those letters arranged into words. Now that's great if you're only writing a dictionary. And think of the software layer at the top as a nice novel ready to read. But how can you be sure you're arranging your words in a sensible way? The Viewdu methodology layer provides the guardrails and guidelines for building software as a service, much the same way as how vocabularies provide them for sentences and books. The first way that Viewdu helps is to provide a methodology as a service is through its architecture. Viewdu prescribes the strategic cloud provider for Viewdu, which is Microsoft and their enterprise-grade products such as Azure DevOps. It provides standardized deployment languages and tools such as Microsoft's Visual Studio Code, Copilot for AI coding assistance, and the TypeScript language. It provides a consistent stack using the Viewdu reference architecture stub and infrastructure as code templates. So the benefits of this is you get a reduced complexity, a secure by design solution, product stability and consistency, and a maximum and affordable scalability. Now, before I discuss reusability in the context of eating our own dog food, Viewdu is built using Viewdu. Viewdu is built using the same reference architecture stub, it uses the same libraries, and it uses all the same Microsoft Azure platform and infrastructure and resources. I wouldn't sell you what I wouldn't use myself. So, how reusable is Viewdu? Very. As a common platform and framework, Viewdu delivers maximum code reusability. Now, all solutions built in Viewdu get the immediate benefit from having access to this control plane for monitoring the solution, the platform, and the critical golden signals, latency, visitors, traffic, errors, etc. Similarly, configuration of subscriptions, license management, monitoring revenue and growth. But this walkthrough is focusing on architecture. So from that perspective, I'm going to focus on the products and features and deployment of the standard Viewdu stub. Now, Viewdu is like a content management solution, except instead of delivering interactive websites, Viewdu delivers fully functional information systems. You define your products as a collection of features. So here we can see if I've selected the Viewdu product, we see what features I've added here. Now, when the product is deployed, as I mentioned, Viewdu is built with Viewdu, you have this feature drop list for navigating between those features. If you watch the product walkthrough, the workflow and workflow features will sound familiar. They're used in that product. Now, if we are building a product as a collection of features, we're able to either select from a collection of those which we've built and registered within Viewdu itself, or we're able to select and search the marketplace and add features that other creators have produced. Now, if we go to the features blade, and again, we'll have a look at the Viewdu core, we're able to see that for each of the features, we configure their basic information that's displayed in the marketplace and what the monthly and annual subscription fee costs for other creators if they're using that feature within their product. Now remember, you don't have to publish your features and make them available in the marketplace. They can be enterprise solutions that you want to keep commercial in confidence and private within your organization. But as you'll see here, the Viewdu core is comprised up of multiple routes, and again, you can see these routes are what is populated over here in the left hand sidebar. These routes, when navigated, will bring up the custom components that you build within your application, similar to the one that you're seeing here as the feature route content. Now, all solutions built in Viewdu come integration ready and with well-defined endpoints. So as a full stack application, part of the build process will interrogate your endpoints for JSON, for Swagger definition or open API definitions, and build your endpoint documentation and present it within your feature by default. So very quickly, from a deployment perspective, each feature will be deployed into their own independent micro app and Azure resources. So every feature that gets spun up, your feature will be created within your Azure tenancy and use your resources that the build pipeline creates. So you have full control over that. Similarly, when you go through this workflow process here and publish for the first time your feature, it'll take a copy of the Viewdu stub. It will contextualize a lot of the settings, the npm packages, etc. It will check that into your GitHub account so that you've got full ownership of the code that you create for your plugin. It will connect to your Azure DevOps and create a project and build a pipeline and populate all the appropriate variables that will be deployed then into your front end and server app. And when you go and execute that pipeline, it will spin up the infrastructure. It will deploy your stub onto that infrastructure and give you a scaffolding for you to now build your product within. So here what I'm showing you is the Kashikoi company website that I'm building within Viewdu. Now I've built the feature and deployed it. I've built the feature routes, but as you can see, I haven't built the components yet that'll live here. There is the usable, the user accounting reusable feature that's included with the stub, along with examples of client-server database input-output controls that provide a good hello world example for you to copy and build your own data model in that gets created within your own SQL Server instance in your tenancy. So you have full ownership of that code as well as the data that's produced and stored within your feature instance. Again, you might recall from a couple of months ago a walkthrough I gave of the product portfolio management solution. This is a single feature product, and go back and have a look at what can be achieved within Viewdu as far as building full-featured apps if you care to have a look and see the full capabilities. As a solution architect, I design systems that need robust business continuity and disaster recovery processes. I design these based on 4 stages that include system and initial account creation, environment setup, infrastructure provisioning, and product deployment. Viewdu Feature Publishing automates the environment setup for you, enabling you to execute your infrastructure and product pipelines easily within Azure DevOps. Now, the bottom line for many of us is to generate revenue with our solutions. Viewdu has 3 ways that it helps you do this. The first is by creating subscribable SaaS products. Viewdu products built by creators can be configured to offer subscription tiers in a SaaS shared tenancy. The second is by making your features available in the Viewdu marketplace. Viewdu features built by creators can be listed in the marketplace and resold by other creators, increasing your revenue generation. You can also build a community of users and service providers there. The third is by deploying your Viewdu products to the Azure marketplace. This allows enterprise customers the opportunity to install those products in their own Azure tenancy and billing scopes. Whether you're building in-house enterprise solutions or are a startup, when you're done with your wireframes and are ready to build, use Viewdu. Faster time to market, minus the technical debt. Thank you for listening.